killed the film in 1943.
I don't know why it's red.
Went to battle, and this was the first time anyone would actually beat the Production Code Association, which makes it unusual. And these were for the re-release in 46.
Pulled in 43 because it wasn't doing.
What's up, friends?
I'm back.
So the last video I made, I said that I was going to have a breast surgery or breast augmentation done. Basically just going to get implants because I always wanted to have bigger breasts, and I basically gave my reasoning and a little bit of background on the last video that I posted right before this. When you see this video, I will already have had it done. So I did have the surgery done in Tijuana, Mexico. I'm gonna say Mexico because that's just what comes naturally to me. I do somewhat speak Spanish. I understand like pretty much everything in Spanish, like certain medical terms I'm not really familiar with, and then I also kind of don't feel super comfortable speaking Spanish because it's not my first language. So that was also something very interesting that contributed to the experience. So this was a pretty big reach for me. I don't know anyone who has ever had breast surgery or breast augmentation, let alone anyone who has gone to Tijuana or anywhere in Mexico to have their surgery done. So I was really taking a big risk, honestly. I did some research on the doctor that I went to, but I don't know anyone who has gone to that doctor. His name is Manuel Gutierrez, and it was a reach, honestly. Obviously we know that things went well because I'm here and I'm alive, and that was my biggest concern, honestly. Like when I had planned it and the whole drive there and all the moments leading up to actually getting put to sleep and having the surgery done, my biggest concern, like my biggest fear, was just not waking up. There is so much I can say and so much I want to share about this because it's a really big deal, honestly. It's not something you do all the time, but I'm gonna try to break it up into different videos just so that I can be thorough about the different stages of the process, you know, like the surgery day, the days after surgery, months after. Obviously it's a lengthy recovery, so it's not like you're gonna get your final results immediately after surgery. There's different phases to it. So I want to bring everyone who's interested along on this journey. I know everyone's not on board with it. This isn't something that everyone's going to agree with or something that everyone believes in doing, so please just be nice. It's not super easy sharing this kind of stuff, especially because it was something that I was very insecure about to begin with. So to hear negative comments or for people to say discouraging things, especially now that it's already done, I don't need to hear it. Like, I already made up my mind, I already went through with it. So please just keep those negative comments to yourself. If you don't agree with it, don't even watch the video, please. Just keep it moving. My surgery already happened, which is so exciting, and I'm just here to show you some of how it went. I just gotta explain that I didn't record as much as I wanted to. I did say I was going to try to, and I do really wish I would have captured more on camera, whether it was in videos or pictures, but it was kind of hard because I wasn't totally sure like when it was appropriate to like pull out my camera and start recording or taking pictures. Honestly, like I'm just kind of that person where I don't want to like cross any lines or make anyone feel uncomfortable at all. There were points where I was like, damn, I want to get this on camera, like I want to share this stuff, especially because I've seen other people do it, but it's just not me. Like I just didn't feel like I had a place to ask like, hey, can I, like, is it cool if I record this? Like, I don't consider myself a YouTuber or like anyone who really has a place asking to do those things, even though I'm paying for it. And I'm sure some people, you know, maybe some of the staff would have been fine with it, maybe even the doctor. I just didn't feel comfortable. Like, I don't know. I'm really outspoken in some ways. Like, I don't mind, you know, starting certain conversations or talking in certain situations, but I don't know, I just don't want to make anyone uncomfortable or put them in an awkward position, so I just avoided it altogether at certain parts, times where I chose not to record, and I figured I could do the explaining later. For any of the portions that I didn't actually record or get to include, I'm more than happy to answer any questions. As like I said, I have wanted to do this for so freaking long, like 10 years. I know somebody commented on one of my other videos saying that they were surprised to hear me say that I had a son. I'm not that young. Like, I'm 25. My son is 2, almost 3. Something that I even wanted to do before I became a mom, because I was never happy with my breast size. And then after breastfeeding and the fluctuation in weight, like I gained 40-50 pounds, lost the weight, and they were even sadder than before. Yeah, this is just something that has been a long time coming, and I'm so glad I finally did. This is my 4th day post-op, so I still have so much to wait and see. I'm going to show you the bits and pieces that I did record. We will come back to where we're at today. So I'm just going to like walk you guys through how it went and include whatever footage I do have while I'm talking. Because this is during COVID, I had to go get a test because the doctor's office that I went to, the surgeon that I went to, required that I, along with whoever I take, which was max 1 person, we bring COVID results from within 7 days of my surgery date. They did say that I could get tested there, but it would have been $150, and I just wanted to avoid any extra costs. So we did stay very close to where the surgery place was. I want to say it was only like a mile or so. The hotel was really cheap, and honestly, like, for not having experience doing anything like this before, it went extremely well. Like, I want to give myself credit for planning it pretty well, for things just going pretty smoothly, finding like a good hotel. We actually were just like right across the street from a Costco, which was really nice. Did end up going to get food there the next day. I had never been to Tijuana before, so this was all very new and exciting. Inside, or the like front lobby of the facility that I went to, Dr. Manuel Gutierrez's office. And this is my lifetime partner, my son's dad, who has been with me through everything. He actually took me to get my nose job done, and he brought me to get my breast augmentation as well. We were just waiting to receive our COVID result because I did send them to one of the staff members that asked me for it. Also waiting to see the doctor. At this time I hadn't had a formal consultation just yet. And then like I also didn't record while anyone was actually around. I waited until it was just us because, like I said, I didn't want to make anyone uncomfortable or have any issues with like not having people's consent to have them on camera. So I was very careful about that stuff. This is what one of the other rooms looked like. I had already paid. By this time I paid the fees and stuff. We're supposed to like actually get admitted, basically do the paperwork part of it, which isn't fun. Thing was going actually pretty quickly and smoothly. I forgot to mention that we did also arrive like 15 to 20 minutes late because we kept missing our freaking turns. Phone navigation on our iPhones was not working well with the street signs in Tijuana. I don't know why things just didn't seem to match up, and we kept messing up, taking the wrong turn. Traffic was crazy because it was early in the morning, so everyone was like getting ready to go to work, or I don't know, it was just bad. Felt like we were getting bullied on the streets because people drive crazy out there, and we were not prepared for that. So it was kind of stressful, honestly, getting there. And I just felt like I just had this feeling like, please let everything go well. Like, this is not a good start to surgery. And I didn't record obviously because I was stressed the hell out. This next clip is our room. They had asked me to take off all of my clothes, including my panties and everything, and put on a hospital gown, which I did. This was the room that they designated for me. They kind of prepped me in. They put the IV in at this time. They took my vital signs. Just waiting for, I don't know what I was waiting for at this. This is the room they got me ready in before I went to the operation room. This is me with my hairnet on. I look crazy because I didn't fully take off my makeup. Like, I was in such a hurry, which, yeah, that morning was rough. They had the IV in my hand, and I was waiting to actually go into surgery at this time. I had this hairnet on because I had some piercings in my ears that I totally forgot about. Like, I've had them for so long that I don't even remember them anymore, and they're not something I take on and off. I'm actually missing one right here on each side. Totally didn't cross my mind. Like, they kept asking me, do you have any jewelry? And I was like, no. And they're like, no piercings. And I kept saying no. And then the girl's like, what about, like, she was kind of like hesitant. And I was like, oh my God. I swear I wasn't lying. Just totally forgot. And luckily they didn't make me take them off. I just put a hairnet on to like keep everything out the way. So then fast forward, shortly after this, I actually get taken into the surgery room. They took me to another floor in the same building. They switched me into like another bed. I guess that was like the actual operating table. One of the last things I remember was, I'm pretty sure it was the anesthesiologist. He was asking me questions, and I'm pretty sure that's supposed to make sure that like I'm still conscious. That's just something they have to do, something like that. I don't know. Where are we from? And and he was asking if I was like healthy, blah blah, which obviously they had confirmed before, because they had said that my blood levels were good. Oh, I totally forgot to mention that. I'm sorry, this is all over the freaking place. But basically when I first got there, aside from paying and getting like all my information in their system and everything, they actually did take me down to the lab to get blood work done. They had to make sure, like, first and foremost, that I was even healthy enough to go through with the surgery, because again, this is the first time that I had been there. They hadn't actually seen me in person before this. I know it sounds crazy, it was pretty risky. Like, I don't know how other people would feel about that, but I just went along with it because I trusted them. I, for some reason, used to have the same like mentality or like incorrect stigma about Mexico, that for some reason their medicine practices weren't as safe or as legitimate as the United States, which is totally wrong. Yeah, I've totally gotten over that idea. You know, there are some precautionary steps to take and you should do some of your research, but it's not that bad. I don't know everything they checked for, but they said everything looked good. I figured this would be a part of what I would have to do when I got there to make sure that I actually could go through with the surgery. I don't know what I would have done if they would have told me that I couldn't. That would have been really bad. That was just a part that I forgot to mention. We did do, obviously, it would have been pretty shady if they had just taken me without knowing and then like put me to sleep and all that without ever checking to make sure I was in good health. So yeah, fast forward back to already being in the gown. I have the IV in. They take me to another floor. I got put to sleep. The last thing the guy asked me was if I believe in God. And I said yes. I don't know if I should have been worried that he asked me that, because for a second I felt like, is this God testing me? Like, should I even not go through with this? Am I gonna not wake up? Like, I don't know, I just had all these really scary thoughts. And I was like, please just put me to sleep already. I don't want to remember any of this. Honestly, those moments leading up to it were the ones that made me the most nervous, because like I said, my biggest fear was if I don't wake up, God forbid. I know not everyone is religious or spiritual, but that was my biggest fear. Like, I just wanted to make sure that I didn't die on the table, as I would never forgive myself for leaving my son and my family over wanting bigger boobs. Once I woke up, I want to say it was an hour, maybe an hour and a half later or so, I was in like in a room where they wanted me to wake up first before they took me back to the original room I was in, where all my stuff was and where Juan was waiting. I want to say they left me there for about 15-20 minutes to let me wake up all the way and like come out of the anesthesia. So they took me back to my room. I was already pretty freaking alert at this time. Like, even when I woke up, I felt like I came out of the anesthesia really easily and very well. This next clip that you're gonna see gave me a pain med, so it was like one pill. I think I was hungry, so either way, I don't know if I told them I was hungry or they just brought it anyway, but they brought me a cup of Jello, they brought me a water to take the pill, and then they also brought me like a couple of apple juices. And they first told me to drink the water to see how I felt, to make sure I wasn't gonna throw up or like feel super nauseous or anything. They were asking, you know, how I felt, if I was dizzy or if I felt okay, and I did. Honestly, I didn't feel dizzy, nauseous, anything. Like, I felt totally fine. This next clip is Juan feeding me the Jello. I could have fed it to myself, but I don't know, he was just being super helpful. The only thing I couldn't really do, or I was afraid to do, was open the Jello. My arms and my chest were kind of like a little sore, so I asked him to open it for me, but he ended up feeding it to me. And then I tried to record him and he got all embarrassed and walked away, because I don't know, he did really well. He was super helpful. Next thing that you're gonna see is us eating for the first time. So we went downstairs to the lobby of the hotel that we stayed at. It was super clean, super nice. Like, I really enjoyed the stay there. The food was super cheap and it was good. Maybe about 3 or 4 hours after I was out of surgery, I was feeling so fine. Like, even when we left, when I first woke up, I felt fine. Like, I felt totally fine and normal. I felt good. And then the whole day I was okay. Like, I want to say I only took the pain meds that they gave me like once or twice that day. They said to take the pain meds as needed. First day, like, I didn't sit in bed much. We actually like got there, put my stuff down. We went to go eat downstairs in the lobby. We walked to the gas station down the street to get some snacks. We said we were gonna take a nap and then wake up to go downstairs and get food again before the little restaurant in the lobby closed. I ended up actually going to Costco, which was across the street, and it was a long line to get in, but we stood in line for, I don't know, like 20-25 minutes or so. We went inside, looked around, got food. I got a hot dog And by the time we got back up to the room, it was like 8 something p.m. and I slept a couple hours and I didn't feel any pain or anything. I have no sense of structure or organization. Like, I keep skipping everything. They did put like a bandage on me around my chest, so initially when I woke up, that's what I had on. It was just providing like compression to my chest to hold everything in place. They did tell me in 24 hours I should shower, take off that bandage, and then put on the surgical bra that they gave me. Basically just said, don't do anything strenuous for like 2 weeks. Don't lift my arms or my elbows higher than my shoulders. Don't pick up anything that's heavier than 5 pounds in each hand, so maybe max 10 pounds, but I've been trying not to pick up really anything that like makes me feel like I'm straining myself. So I have to sleep upright, like sitting mostly upright at like a 45-degree angle. That hasn't been super easy, honestly. It's just that they don't want me lying flat, and definitely not lying on my side or on my stomach. Like, that would be a big no-no. I do long for the days where I can just sleep however I want, or at least lie down flat. I think I was pretty well prepared for this because of my rhinoplasty, and also because I sleep in the bed with my son and I don't always have all the space in the world, and I can totally do the recovery. Like, if that's the worst part, then that's awesome. I'm sorry for the disorganization in this video. I just have so much to say, and I know there's stuff that I'm gonna leave out as always. Obviously gonna do a follow-up video as the days go on. I'm gonna keep track of how I feel. Anything that comes up, I'm going to share in case anyone is ever considering doing something like this. I want to be as informative as possible, and obviously very honest about the process. I do want to say that I do have a very high pain tolerance, I think. Keep that in mind. I have only taken the pain meds that they gave me the day of surgery. I took 1 or 2, which is, you know, like the normal amount. The day after, I probably took it once that whole day, and then I haven't taken anything since, which is pretty crazy. Like, I know a lot of people say that they are super uncomfortable or they feel pressure and stuff, but I feel good. One thing to note is that I didn't get them placed under the muscle like I assumed I was going to. I did a lot of research on like the differences and like who's a good candidate for what, and I thought that I was going to get them placed under the muscle, so that's what I was assuming recovery would be like, which is obviously harder, a little bit more intrusive, and it's just harder to recover. So you have to be that much more careful when it's under the muscle because you can't flex it or use it or strain it. That was what he decided was best for me. I wasn't going to oppose that, obviously, even though that's not really what I thought I was going to have done. So I guess I'm going to include a picture of what they look like so far, but I'm kind of afraid to do it for a lot of reasons. One, I don't want YouTube to get mad at me. I don't want YouTube to say that it's like inappropriate for any reason because I'm including pictures of my boobs. I'll probably do it in the surgical bra because also this isn't the final result and I don't want anyone to get that impression. It's only been 4 days. Even though I feel really good, I'm sure there's still a lot of recovering that my body needs to do. So I'm going to give it its time. I'm not sure exactly if they're swollen. I honestly don't know. I feel like they're adjusting well though. Like, I hardly feel any pressure or any discomfort, anything anymore. They just feel like my boobs. The only reason that I'm extra careful still and like kind of aware of them is because I want to make sure that I'm not hurting or putting any excessive pressure or tension on my incisions. Like, obviously they're still very fresh wounds, and that's the only reason I've been extra careful, or like maybe seeming like I'm in some sort of discomfort, but I'm really not. And not push myself too much, even though I feel totally fine and completely normal. I have to remember that I can't pick up my son, like I can't help him with certain things. That's one tough part of this, is because even though mentally and even physically I feel ready to like be back to normal and stuff, I can't. Like, I can't tell you how much I'm looking forward to being able to like work out and just go back to like a quote-unquote normal life again, where I don't feel super helpless and I can't do anything for my son. Like, things are obviously only going to get better from here. I have to wear my surgical bra for I think a month, 23 hours a day. I can't take it off at night or anything. The only reasons I can take it off is to shower and to wash it. And I have also been, there's just so much to this, I can't freaking get everything in here that I want to say. I have been having to wear a zip up or top that zips up in the front because I can't lift my arms. Even if somebody helps me, I'm pretty sure I'm not supposed to put a regular shirt on. So I've just been wearing a bunch of sweaters. Perfect because it is still cold outside, so even when I'm indoors I'm not like hot or anything. But yeah, I just can't wait to actually put like normal clothes on and kind of see how different they look. Well, there's still so much to say, so much that I'm probably leaving out. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this part of my journey. I want to do updates maybe after like a week or 2 weeks, and then also, you know, several months down the line to see how they change. And if I can obviously already see results, but I just can't wait to see how they change and improve over time. So if you are interested, please subscribe if you haven't already. Follow me on my Instagram. I am also doing like mini updates on there. Please feel free to use the comments to say only nice things or to leave your questions. I'm way more than happy to try to give you some advice or let you know my experience. I hope everyone is staying safe and taking care of themselves, doing what you can to make yourself happy. Even though I can't be physically active right now and I'm not really in my routine with eating right and everything, I really love to see and hear that everyone is like staying motivated, getting on their fitness, weight loss journeys, accomplishing goals. I've been receiving like a lot of messages on Instagram letting me know that you actually enjoy my videos. The content that I'm putting out is something that you actually enjoy seeing. I promise after this whole recovery, I'm getting right back to all the fitness, weight loss stuff. Like I can't even explain how anxious I am to get back to all of that. Just continue to push forward and see results. Thank you so much to anyone and everyone who watches any of my videos, who supports anything that I do. I really freaking appreciate it. And I really just genuinely do this to share my experiences, to help anyone out there who I can help. I know it's a rough time. We're still in this pandemic, especially if you're in California like me. Things are still kind of rough, you know, like we're still stuck in the house for the most part. I know everyone has a lot going on and the things that happen in the world around us don't help sometimes. If I can give you that one positive piece of motivation or peace of mind, then I am 1000% here for that. Like I said, we got to do what we can to change the things that we can control, whether that's our health, our mental, physical, emotional well-being. We need to take control of the things that are within our control and try to let go of the things that we don't really have any control over. Here I am trying to do what I can about the things that I know can make me happier and feel better about myself. I hope that you all can find a way to do the same in different areas of your life. See you guys in the next video. Bye.